Hey guys, I just wanted to show you what was all the ships that are flyable right now in 2.2. Basically, they had put out 2.2, which had a kind of a bounty system where if people blew up your ship, they would get a bounty rating, and then you could go after them because the way that the game is not really a game yet, and the issues were is people were just blowing up your ships and stuff, and there was no recourse. Well, now there is. If they if once they get to a high enough rating level to where there's a bounty on them, they can't just log out and have it clear. What happens is that when they log back in, they actually have an outlaw outfit on, so people can recognize that they're bad people. So and then when there's a bounty in your Moby Glass, and I'll show you what that is, they basically, you can hunt them down and get credit for it. So it's kind of interesting. But I wanted to go out and show you some of the ships. Basically, it's a fly free, and I think because you had to download so many updates and that they decided to let everybody fly free until the 20th. So I have every single flyable ship in my arsenal right now. So I'm going to go out to Port Olisar so that you can. I'll show you some of the ships and maybe one or two of the variants of each of the classes. But some of them are just absolutely gorgeous. But we'll go out and do that. Okay, here I'm getting up in Port Olisar, and if you notice on the screen, there's missions that are popping up. So basically, the mission system in the Moby Glass, which this is all your apps, kind of like your, I guess your iPhone and whatever. And basically, here's all the missions over here that you can do. And if somebody had a bounty, it would show up here, and you could go grab it. But I did an ICC mission yesterday, which was pretty cool. So. And there'll be all kind of things. You can make journals. A lot of these apps aren't ready, like your cargo, but all these are to be, coming soon. Whatever. They don't work. But like on the journal, it basically has notifications that have come up. So welcome to Port Olisar, and then you're getting your ship, all that kind of stuff. So they got a lot of information, which is kind of neat. So let's go down and get the ship. Okay, we just got out of our Habicube and we're coming down to the Port Olisar ship deck. Okay, so if you'll notice, you got my ships that are the Freelancer, the Hornet, and the Aurora, which are mine. There was a duplicate F7C here, but because it's flyable. Now, as I scroll down, that you'll see the Origin Jumpworks M50 Interceptor, gorgeous ship, and that's probably the first one that we'll pick, just so you can look at it. Then the Mustang, so I'll just pick one of the Mustangs to look at. The Claudius, which is a fighter. Then you got the Aurora variants. I won't do those because you saw that in my hangar. And then here's the Origin Racers, the 350R. Now these are fighter slash interceptor slash, and you see here people blowing up their ships. People are crashing into each other out there. It's loud. And then you got the F7 series. We won't. Maybe I'll look at a Ghost. I don't know. Because I have the F7C, these are the variants. The F7M, which is the military loadout, has just tons of armament on it. Then you got the Avenger. It's got variants of that. It's a fighter. The Gladiator's a fighter. The Vanduul. So there's a couple Vanduul ships that you'll see. Some is a heavy fighter and a light fighter. Obviously, P-52 Merlin, which is a small fighter which fits in the back of Constellation. The Vanguard Warden, which is an awesome fighter. I flew that yesterday. That's brilliant. There's another Vanduul fighter. We'll look at one of the Vanduul ships as well. Saber, which is fighter, and then the Constellation. We'll look at that again. I know I did a video on that one, but that's an awesome ship. There's one of the the Retaliator, which is a bomber, unbelievably gorgeous ship. So we'll have to look at those. Let's go ahead and pick the first one. We'll look at the M50, which is just a gorgeous ship. So I'll go out to the launch pad 2 and look at that one. Okay, let's go see. Okay, there we go. So this is the M50 Interceptor. It's also a racer, as you can see. It is an absolute gorgeous ship. Now this is the ship I believe is in one of the Arkport viewing rooms that we had looked at. So this one is an absolutely gorgeous ship. Really, really super fast. Origin makes a lot of your Interceptor and also racers, so they're kind of racing manufacturer. But I've never been in one of these. Maybe we'll go crash into that Andromeda over there.
Origin Jump Works at your service. Core system operational.
Just an absolutely gorgeous looking ship. I'm wondering how fast this thing is. Oh my. It's got some kick. Holy shit. Yeah, this thing's pretty fast. So yeah, so that's the Interceptor. Really nice looking ship. Wonder if it's got any guns on it. Let's get out of the armistice zone and see if I can't fire off a couple rounds. Yep, it does have guns. So it looks like it's got a dual laser cannon that's not gimbal mounted. And yeah. So
chaff countermeasure active. Flare countermeasure active.
It's got flares, chaff, and so it's not. It's more of a quick interceptor, but yeah, it doesn't have gimbal mounted weapons, which would kind of suck. So my guess it's mostly just a racer. So I'll go back and grab another ship. Maybe I'll take the Retaliator bomber just to show you what that looks like, and we'll get that one. Okay, this is the Retaliator. Look at the size of this sucker. It is a bomber. It doesn't have any. It's got ball turrets, but doesn't have any guns for the pilot. So I imagine they're weapon officers and stuff. Now it is one of the newer ones out, and the fit and finish on it isn't exactly grand. You can see the textures are don't fit quite right on it, but it is an absolutely gorgeous looking. It took me a while to figure out how to get to the damn cockpit when I first got it yesterday, but I was taking a look at it. You have to go, you can't go through here. This is like one of the bomb bays. You have to go around, but I wanted to show you the back. It's got a bunch of, you can see a bunch of the bombs here as well. A bunch of tactical ones, it looks like. But yeah, this thing, it's got some heavy armaments, and it's a pretty interesting ship. You can see the big bombs here. But yeah, to get to the pilot seat, you got to walk over the ball turret, and it's only a single pilot seat, which is interesting. Unless the weapon officer sits somewhere else. I mean, I don't know. My guess is he sits in the back or something. I mean, I haven't done a lot of exploring in it. I mean, I probably won't get to fly one unless somebody, you know, has one.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
Yeah, it looks like this guy with the Connie is struggling over here, but So yeah, the kind of the view screen is blocked by this kind of HUD thing, which is interesting.
Launch complete.
Take this thing up.
Contact. Landing gear retracted.
But it really seems like it's got quite a bit of targeting stuff, you know, based on the fact that it's a bomber. But yeah, it is an absolutely gorgeous looking ship. Let's see, I'm going to push the thrusters forward, give it a thruster boost. Look at that. But you can see the engines kicking in there. Interesting looking ship, but yeah, it's just this huge behemoth thing. Yeah, the 495 is its max cruise speed. You saw with the Origin we were like at 850, so yeah, it's a pretty interesting looking ship. I really like it. Of course, it kind of flies like a pig, but it's a bomber. But you know, I'm kind of digging it, really. And if you notice up in the upper left-hand portion of the screen, you notice two little icons there. One icon means, the first icon on the left is it is a controlled area, and the second icon is a no weapon zone. So those icons, like when the weapons go free when you're not in a no weapon zone, that icon will drop off. So that's what they put them there, so you know it's monitored space. So if you do anything bad here, that's where, you know, anywhere you go and there's a little icon up there and you do something bad, that's where you get the bounties put on you. So, but I'll go get a different ship. Okay, here's the Aegis Vanguard Warden, and it's named the Vanguard because it is the long-range fighter. So after your scout ships find the targets, the Warden would be the one leading your charge into the area. It's got multiple jump capability. Obviously, it's got lots of weapons. You can see the gimbal-mounted tops and bottoms, and nose cannons. It's got rockets. There's also a couple other variants of the Vanguard. There's the Harbinger, which is the fighter bomber variant, and then there's the Sentinel, which I gotta figure out how to get in this thing. That has EMP and some other types of things. I think I gotta go in the back. Yeah, the Warden's a very big fighter, but it's got a lot of capabilities. Nice looking ship, again. Looks like it's got a little galley, some lockers, a little console here. Not sure what this is for. Shield. So this is the shield station. So my guess is you might have somebody man this. And I think the Vanguard, most of the ships that we've seen has a front and rear shield. Why did this close? There we go. What that is. It looks like our shields are on. Maybe when I activated that station, the shields came on. But
combat assist activated.
The Vanguard was up for sale at some point. They have limited sales for some of these things. I think this is going to be in Squadron 42. I thought it was moving. That's the... God, look at that. That is just a gorgeous looking ship. Just a big thing, but it actually... I took it out in an Arena Commander and was just wrecking shit. But yeah, it's a really nice looking ship.
Landing gear retracted.
But I looked and it shows not for sale. So my guess that people have them. They bought them. I think they do pre-purchase sales, and they basically they're limiting certain ships like the Idris frigate, which is the big, kilometer-long ship or whatever the hell it is. It's a big one. They don't want certain ships to be, they don't want it all to be. Everybody's got these big Colossus ships, so they limit the sales on certain ships so that there isn't like 500 million of them.
Shields up.
Because realistically, they want more of the smaller ones to start with, and then they'll be limited to buy some of them. But yeah, this one I flew it. It's actually really nice. But yeah, I think it's absolutely gorgeous looking. Pretty responsive. See, it's got just a huge burst of engines. Check that out. Going up to its max speed, which, let's see what we're at. 625, which is not too bad. But yeah, I really enjoyed flying it and shooting stuff with it because it's got so many different weapon systems. So that's the Vanguard, which is the...
Contact.
My guess, the Hornet's a nice tanky fighter, but I think the Vanguard is really your F-14 Tomcat fighter. Your big behemoth, lots of weapons, that sort of thing. But yeah, it's really awesome. So this is the Aegis Claudius. It is a fighter, Interceptor, gimbal-mounted front cannon. You can see the rockets on the gimbal-mounted wing cannons. It's got some rockets. Flown this. It's a nice ship. I see a lot of people flying this in Wing Commander. It's decently tanky, very responsive, military ship, obviously, and does lots of damage. So very nice looking. Obviously, they're all nice looking. Check their entry. That's pretty awesome, huh? Get up in there.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
So you notice the shielding on it. It's got 4 shields. They've been doing a lot of changes to some of the shield matrices. So like a lot of your bigger ships, the biggest ones will have 6 or 8 different shields. And that gives you the option to balance them while flying.
Launch complete. Landing gear retracted.
So if you get hit in one of the shields, you can actually divert power for, like if somebody's chasing you and they're shooting you in the rear, you can divert almost all your power to shields and that sort of thing. There's a lot of activity today. People are trying out the ships. That looks like an F-7 Hornet, the Ghost variant. Nice looking. And what do we got down here? I don't know what that is. It's an interesting looking ship.
Landing gear deployed. Proximity alert. Head. Landing gear retracted. Landing gear deployed. Landing gear retracted. Landing gear deployed. Landing complete. Launch complete. Landing gear retracted. Landing gear deployed.
Let me get out.
Contact.
Let's see what I hit.
Contact. Begin. Begin scan. Danger. System overheating. Landing complete. Launch complete.
Oops. Looks like I got hung up on something over here. Oh well, no biggie. That's the Claudius. Oh, look at this thing. It's got double cannons up on top. That's an interesting looking ship. Maybe that's the F7 variant, the military variant. Yeah, I'm wondering if that ship was the Stalker, the Warlock, or the Titan. Let me go check those things out. I think I'm on the Aegis page, so let me see. Okay, so the Stalker is an Interceptor bounty hunter ship. The Warlock is an EMP warfare ship, and the Titan is a light cargo hauler. So let's pick the Warlock, just for shits and giggles.
Selection confirmed. Your ship is currently being delivered to the launch platform. Complete.
See what these guys are doing. Oh, he's got one of the Vanguard ships, it looks like. I don't know. So here is the Avenger series ship. This is the Warlock. I've just got a gimbal mounted gun in the front. This one's the EMP warfare ship, so it's probably got some nice EMP stuff. Now I don't think the EMP stuff's actually working. That is an interesting looking ship. Yeah, that's the Vanguard Glaive, it looks like. So they get in like a motorcycle. Check it out. The guy will get in it, and it puts them in like that. So the Vanguard apparently fly like laying on their stomach or something. Pretty interesting. It's an interesting looking ship. Obviously there's a Connie going. A lot of people are flying the Connies because they cost like $300, so not a lot of people buy those. I got a buddy that wants one really bad, but he can't afford it. He wants a Constellation Aquila multi-purpose ship.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
So that's the
Launch complete. Landing gear retracted. Contact.
yeah, it's a pretty basic ship. Kind of looks like a shuttle almost. Very maneuverable, it looks like. Yeah, you can see the RCS props there. Stabilizing. Pretty interesting. Yeah, pretty good. But good maneuverability. Oh, yeah. And there's another, probably the Stalker over there. But let's land this thing. Oh! Looks like somebody's got my pad. Let me move over here so I don't land on top of them.
Launch complete. Landing complete.
It's pretty funny how it showed that I didn't have a helmet on.
Landing complete.
Obviously, if I didn't have a helmet on in there, it would I would kind of suffocate out here. Let me look. Oh yeah, I don't have a helmet on. I'm breathing in space because I rock. So let's look at the Saber, I think. And the Saber is a new ship that they put out, and I think this is also a Squadron 42 ship. And it's designed for superiority, and then kind of where you need to leave a smaller footprint than the Warden, you would fly this one. It's designed as a rapid responder, and the Saber is capable of establishing battlefield dominance in a number of combat scenarios. So it is a new ship, so we will get that one.
Selection confirmed.
I think this one's a
Your
nice looking
ship
ship.
is currently being delivered to the launch platform.
Okay, well, it looks like my Warlock's still sitting there. So here, okay, we've seen this one. This is the Saber. Wow, nice looking ship. And we saw that. That was one of the ones we flew over. But yeah, it looks like it's got fixed wing guns and then gimbal mounted guns. Interesting looking ship. It's got that red tint. Now I've heard people complain about the tinting on the window for this one. Look at those big engines though. See how it'd be a small footprint. Of course that Warden, if you remember, the Vanguard had just multiple huge engines. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. That is a Vanduul ship. That guy's gonna crash it. That's the Glaive, I believe. Well, that's one of them. So we've seen both of the Vanduul ships. This one's scratched up. I want a used one. Well, I kind of like the way the dash comes down. That's kind of neat. Of course, I'm not seeing any of the red tint.
Aegis combat assist activated.
Let's bring it up and see if it
Green. Launch complete.
changes when
Contact.
you look into the
Begin
sun.
scan. Landing gear retracted.
I've heard people complain about the glare. I'm not seeing a lot of glare.
Contact. Begin scan.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot of glare. Looks pretty clear to me. Let's see what we got from a... Oops. It's pretty maneuverable. Does have the retractable wings, which is good for... Let's see what the engines look like. Oh, that's nice. Oh wow, you get a pretty good boost there. Woo! That's pretty cool. It's a nice looking ship though. I hear a lot of people like it. Maybe I'll grab a Mustang variant. So basically you got Alpha, Beta, Delta, Gamma. So the Alpha is a starter ship. The Beta is a touring and exploration ship. The Delta is a fighter. The Gamma is a racing. Now there's an Omega, which they're not showing here. Mustang Omega, which I believe is also a racing ship. Hold on. Right, so it's a racer as well. So let's grab the Omega Racer, because I think it's a red ship. The other one's a blue ship. The racers, they got numbers on them
Selection
and stuff.
confirmed. Your ship is currently being delivered to the launch
Let's go
platform.
get that one. Well, that's an interesting looking ship. So this is the racing variant of the Mustang. Now this must be... Oh, somebody crashed. Yep, somebody blew up. Mere pieces of their ship over there. Oh well. Now I've got a buddy that's got the Beta, and it's got a, like here where it's empty in the back here, his ship extends out a little bit further, and he's got a kind of a living quarters. He's got a bed, he's got a kitchenette, and a toilet. So it looks like the Racer doesn't have that little back end piece for his exploration model, which that makes a lot of sense. But that's an interesting looking ship. So this is probably the low end Racer. The Origin Racers obviously are probably phenomenally faster than this one, but yeah, they got to do some work on it. Oh, okay. I was worried about it not fitting together.
Your journey begins now. All systems
Consolidated
operational.
First one of these we've flown.
Launch complete.
Yeah, a lot of people have the Mustang because I think it was like a $55 ship. One of the cheapest ones you can get. That and the Aurora. You can get a $45 Aurora, but I think those were the two cheapest offered. Now you notice this one's got the two shields, the one in the front, one in the back, up on the upper left there where you see the picture of the ship and all the systems. It looks like it's got two laser cannons. It's got a decent targeting system because if you look at the center, all those little triangles, white triangles, they'd be red triangles if they're enemy, but those are all targets. So yeah, this one's definitely still, even though it's their Racer, has their fighter variant systems in it, it looks like, which is pretty cool. Let's see what the engines do. Let's have a little bit of kick. See what our 875. That's actually a pretty good max speed from a cruise. Now that's obviously before you go into quantum jump, which is insane speed. But apparently it. Let's see what the acceleration is.
Contact. Scanning.
Let's have some kick to it. That's not a bad ship. I don't know if I'd ever want one, but
Scanning.
okay, this is the last ship we'll look at. This is the Andromeda. And it is the multi-function ship. And then there's the Constellation Taurus, which is the transport ship. The Aquila, which is exploration. And then they've got Phoenix, which is basically it's like a 747. It's meant for passengers, and it's like a luxury passenger liner. It's got all kind of shit in it. Yeah, we flew this one before. My guess is they probably made some improvements to it, or at least fixed some stuff. It's got the main cargo, which is really awesome. The whole cargo things come down, they can just roll the cargo right on there. You can see the tracks, and here's the this is the one you get in for the main crew. Yeah, this sucker has a lot of uses. The Andromeda sells for $225, so this ship costs $225, but my buddy wants one. The Aquila is $275. The Taurus is only $175 because it basically doesn't have all the bells and whistles. It's just meant for transport. But yeah, I can't see buying. Now this is using the Cry engine, and that's where all this use stuff, eventually all that stuff will go away. Here's all the escape pods. But yeah, we flew this one before. I really like it. It shoots decently, flies like a pig though. But it does have a lot of cool stuff, and you got quite a big crew. You can have somebody managing your shield, somebody managing the weapon systems. Obviously you have control of your guns in the center seat. A lot of visibility, but it is a big ship. And this one I think might have 6 shields on it. We'll check that.
Welcome to space.
Now they're going to retool a lot of the ships, because if you notice, a lot of the screen is taken up by like stuff. So they're going to be a lot of the fighters, a lot of the other. Oh, there's somebody having a problem over here.
Takeoff complete. Landing gear raised.
What's that guy doing?
Radar contact. Stand by. Scanning.
But yeah, they're gonna reformat the screens, trying to they're standardizing their UI so that they're gonna figure out what's the best way to lay out the screen so that you can still see all the things you need to see, or limit the things you don't need to see unless you want to see them, and then you know, have hotkeys for that stuff to bring it up if you need to see it. Let me go up a little higher above these guys are being crazy down there. Of course we could ram somebody, but I don't want to get a bounty on me. But yeah, there's a lot of people out here flying, trying out the new ships and whatever. I just think it's interesting.